Well, the delegates of the ANC in the Western Cape have been part, of course, of this National Elective Conference using a hybrid model today. But internal squabbles there have meant that the Western Cape has not been able to hold its own provincial conference. The province's leadership says it's hoping it can finalize a date soon. Senior reporter Silindelo Masikane is joining us now for the latest, that and as well as to understand what is the participation been like in the Western Cape during the ANC's hybrid conference. Good afternoon, Silindelo. What's the mood like there in the Western Cape?
Well, unfortunately, we aren't allowed during those closed sessions that we know are underway once more following that lunch break. But we do know, of course, that during the initial conference in December, Bradan, the Western Cape had sent around 263 delegates. But unfortunately, internally within the province itself, much like what we're seeing at a national level, it is also dealing with much around factional battles as well as those internal squabbles that you've referenced. But we do know that outside the venue itself, where me and our colleague are at the Grand Central Hotel on Strand Street, security has been tightened, and we do know that the elections committee chair as well as former President Kgalema Motlanthe is among the delegates here attending that virtual hybrid session. Now, we had an opportunity, Bradan, to speak to the convener of the ANC in the Western Cape, just to engage them with regards to the fact that, the ANC is 111 years old. They've been holding these conferences for many years, and for the first time in its history, they could not conclude the business of conference. And of course, we know many of that having to do with the registration issues during the beginning of conference in December. Let's just take a listen to what the convener had to say with regards to what the movement needs to do moving forward in terms of modernizing its processes.
The new Secretary General, the SG, have already declared that ourselves and Free State, we must go to conference in March. So that is, we are preparing for that now. We'll be rolling the BAGMs, electing delegates and electing branches nominating.
Now, Silindelo, what about the ANC in the Western Cape holding its own conference? He's saying there by March.
As you've heard, that was the convener telling us that in terms of their own elective conference, which you know, of course, has not taken place, and that is because they have not met that 70% threshold to be able to hold its conference. There are certain regions that still need to convene their own processes in terms of at branch level. But we know that with the newly elected top 7 in the ANC, this SG in particular, Fikile Mbalula, has been quite stern in terms of saying that he wants these provinces that still have their outstanding conferences to take place. Those need to take place by March or before the end of March. But if that clip is available now, Bradan, we can take a listen to the convener talking about the modernization of processes, which would probably affect those provincial conferences as well in future. Let's take a listen.
I think as ANC, we have been doing this now for years, ever since unbanning. We should be having systems which are perfected. We should be able to register, have a smooth way of registering. I think as a movement, it's due to the fact that you must know we're a mass movement. And in the main, it's a movement of poor people who have average limited education, and who have not improved on technology, I must say, as an organization. Even our systems, the delay was more on registration, something which might have actually, we might have done it, having pre-registration in provinces, come and check up, all those things nationally, smoothly. And then delegates go to their hotels. In the morning, we come to the conference and immediately begin the conference.